So I saw this great commercial today. You know, the one about the lady who's in the laundromat and she's taking socks out of the dryer, and they're all matching in succession, and she's so excited about that, and you laugh at her, and she's talking like she's slow, and you're laughing at the fact that she's a dunce because she's excited about being able to take the socks out of the drawer. And that was an interesting commercial because I told you there's always something deeper. There's a deeper hidden message in the commercial that the fucking fools like you guys don't see. And it's part of what we doing in society. It's part of how they do everything, the propagation, folks. So in this commercial, this lady is taking socks out of the drawer. I keep saying drawer because I put socks in my drawer today. I was doing laundry myself. But taking socks out of the dryer, and and she was happy about that because in her leisure time, I guess she folds her clothes, and she takes her socks out, and I talk about that humdrum mindset, like I talk about people going to work every day or doing the things that society puts lots of time for you to do certain things. They structure your whole way of life for all of you. And so this lady represents that. On some level, there is a common thing that you see about in yourselves. That's why you're laughing. This is what they do. Remember, it's all subliminal. You guys know commercials are subliminal. And follow me for a minute. I'm kind of all over the place, but y'all know how I do at this point. So, she's taking those socks out. She represents the average one of you who gets home, get you a cold beer, watch a game or something. I've been talking about this for years, folks. And she's happy about that. But there's a bigger hidden meaning to that. The whole hidden meaning is you should actually, listen to what I'm saying. You should actually be enjoying the idea of taking socks out of a dryer and matching them in succession. That should be exciting to you because you shouldn't have other more pressing things to do in your life. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the rat race. Spot on, baby. Spot on. So you guys that couldn't follow me for a minute, but catch up. The rat race is you not being able to enjoy washing your clothes because you have to wear clothing, right? And we know that you're funky underarm people and stuff, so we know that you're going to get dirty and you're going to have to do laundry. And this is part of your everyday maintenance of your body, your human vessels, and this material. See how this works? So that's something you have to do. But what about all of the 98% of the other things that you have to do that are not necessary, folks? You see, I'm trying to get you to focus on some things. There's a lot we're going to talk about in this discussion today. And I want to thank the great ones. Honor y'all. I was with them earlier. And that's the whole point about what's going on. Hey, great one. The point about what I'm saying, folks, is that, this rat race is what you're accustomed to. Many of you talk about the things that are to come, and all of you argue about your doctrines, which are not really important. See, you're not grabbing the bigger point about you being slaves. You have accepted this way of life and incorporated that thing into your doctrines. That's the problem. That's the greater problem. Now, there is only one truth, folks, and many of you know that the apex of how this is going to go. You have your different versions and your different cultures of how the story is going to go, but there is a story, and there's only one storyline. And the storyline is the greater thing we're going to focus on today, folks. Because I'm seeing this all over social media, and those people, even if they thirst for the knowledge, they're going to be damned. See, you folks are not recognizing that my presence here to talk to you about today is to warn you guys. That's all I've ever done. I've never came on here saying I'm a savior. Saving who? A fucking bunch of fools? You guys have already known the story for thousands of years. So you know that the things that you've done, and many of you in ignorance don't know what you're doing. Even those who are preaching the wrong doctrines. And I keep telling you, the reason why this is important in my enlightenment is because unless you folks, I've yet to see the person, right, reason my situation, folks, which is reality, which is the real reality, okay? Me learning from the great ones, my mentor, the great sun whom is giving you sunlight. And if his hand takes away more of that sunlight, you'll get even colder than what you are right now. Now, the interesting thing is today, I was with the great ones, and Mother Earth, you know, we were sitting there, and Mother Earth showed me an image of the landscape. And I'm not going to get technical about it. You know, I can describe it to you, but she showed me an image of the landscape. And then she took her hands, just like you sprinkle salt. She took her hands and sprinkled salt, but it wasn't salt, it was snowflakes. And she was sprinkling snowflakes like you're seasoning food over the landscape. And I knew that meant that this was going to really get deep for the average person. I tell you guys that this stuff is going to keep increasing, and I don't know what you think about what I'm saying. I think you're fascinated with the marvels of the record-breaking things, where records are being record broken. The idea of just having a record and that record is broken is amazing. And that's something that's newsworthy, but that's the trivial mind. The real important thing, folks, is why is this happening? See, you can argue about your doctrines, but the point I'm trying to make to you is that I actually know the truth. The truth is that the Most High's name is Vishnu, folks, Harry, folks. And you need to call on him, and very soon, because this thing is going to push you out. If you're not on board with this, you know the rest of what I'm going to say. That's important, folks, because Mother Earth is in charge of the earth. I saw her do this, folks. She showed me this. So when we argue about what is the truth, what do you know versus what I know, I'm telling you something in warning, because the great ones who are holding your landscape where you live at, and your humdrum lives where you go home and go to work and all of these bullshit things like I brought up the commercial that you do, they will no longer exist if the great ones take away your landscape, folks. Now they are going to do this because a new society is coming, and the status quo, the current, hey great one, will no longer exist. I am experiencing this on a daily basis for a reason, folks. There's a purpose, right? To tell you about this new society, to wake up those in higher vibration, right? It is a fact. So you can argue about books and literature, but you've had those books. And my point about that is not to say you're wrong, folks. Listen what I'm saying, motherfuckers. It's not about saying that you're right or wrong, because I told you how the Most High disseminated the information. Well, not disseminated, but instructed you the information in your different cultures. I shouldn't say dissemination, because that's what you guys do. The fucking suppressors are disseminating your information. They hold the hand of any book you get your hands on. They have held it first, folks. Trust me, they have. And you have watched them in many ways break your backs. And that's the whole point. The bigger point about why there is a reckoning. It's above your pay grades. You motherfuckers are arguing about politics and religion and all kinds of shit that doesn't mean anything in higher reality. Okay? There are trillions of worlds, folks. The worlds are beings who are holding those worlds. That's the greater thing that you need to understand. If Mother Earth is going to destroy the current society, isn't that important, motherfucker? Right? Why is she doing it, folks? She's doing it because a better day is coming. A society of people who have a vibratory, who operate on the vibratory level where they can appreciate the Most High and give him praise, because this is the purpose of your life in this experience she's holding. Not about you to argue about what group you're in, motherfuckers. There is no group in higher reality. And I keep telling you punk motherfuckers that. This is why you're going to be damned. Oh, who cares what you know at this point? Who cares what you knew happened in ancient times if you're not relating it to your current actions? The storytellers of ancient were talking about you punk motherfuckers right now. But you've accepted the status quo of right now, folks. Even with your doctrines. You're still allowing all of the things to happen. And if you cared about those doctrines and embodied those fucking doctrines, you would be fighting against the very evils that propagate these things. For you to even talk about or hold on to a doctrine. So it's all bullshit. You don't get the bigger picture. In high reality, I am with the sun every day. The sun is great, and I dare y'all, and any one of you guys at this point, to question his greatness on a level where he's giving you sunlight as a duty for the Most High. So when we talk about the Most High, who I give praise, thank you, Vishnu, who is God, folks, who holds this all, the very world that you walk on, the very ground you stand on, he is manifested as Mother Earth, whom is a real being, who is manifested as this material reality that you folks live in, folks. And you're real, right? So this all goes back to the Most High. He's as real as you think you are, but he's more real than you because he is you. He's giving you the life. This is your whole entire purpose for your existence, folks. Here, not to suppress. So you guys who make a paycheck, who go to work every day, but you still get off work and you argue about your religious books and you read and study and talk about what group you're in, we're going to slash people. The Most High is going to slash all of you if you don't hold his vibration. He is the most important thing, not your fucking groups and your covets, because a group is a covet. You guys are not getting this. You don't have much time. Mother Earth has shown me this. She is holding the ground that I'm standing on. Honor, great one. Love and honor. And so, folks, I will be okay because I'm holding on to the Most High. When I talk to you guys about feeling his vibration, I'm telling you that when you're materially pushed out, you're still going to exist. In order for you to exist in the vibratory field that you want to feel that peace and joy that you've been looking for all your consciousness existing, then you can't find that if you're in the hellish world, folks. So if you're not vibrating properly, you're going to go somewhere, but it's not going to be the place that you expect to go. You also don't have the privilege of telling the Most High God, folks, who holds your life, what his name is. When I just told you that there's a bigger reality beyond your fucking reality. There's life everywhere. He is life in all spaces. He is God in all spaces, folks, and he has a name. He has given many names to many cultures, to many places, folks. But in the higher universe, the gods, the great ones who hold the air, who make the air that you breathe in the land that you stand on. Mother Earth can pop open the cork on all the volcanoes. And you guys know this could happen because you've seen anomalous shit on a daily basis for the last several months. Now, getting to that. When I talk about the truth and who knows what, I back up what the fuck I'm saying, folks. This is the point I'm making. So when I talk about something of a cataclysmic level, that means you can't do a motherfucking thing about it, whether you have a book or not. Whether you read last night or not. It's not going to stop, is it? The bone-chilling temperatures that you experienced, have they stopped because you read your pages last night? So the real thing you need to be focusing on is the whole reason for the books you had in the first place, which is the Most High. He is the book, motherfucker. I'm not going to keep saying this. You arguing because you're in your egos, all of you. Doesn't matter what race, I told you. There is no race in higher reality, folks, and that exists, and that is the better day that's coming. If you're not a part of this, you will not be welcome in the society because you're already embellishing the idea of separation, and that does not exist in oneness. You're not getting this. Yes, all of you have some truth, some level of truth to your doctrines. We're going to square this up right now. But we're not focusing on that at this point, folks. That's not even fucking important at this point. I'm trying to get you guys to see this. Right? What was the point of me coming out and telling you I know the great ones? For you to marvel and be impressed by me? I don't give a shit about what you think about me. Because the majority of you will not see a better day, folks. When I bring up the Noah's Ark stories and stuff, I'm not trying to get into doctrinations about history. I'm trying to show you a story, folks, that you all know. I'm trying to relate something to you to show you that on a big level, because you don't believe that you think your society is so great and so mighty in number that it can't be destroyed. There are more ants in a fucking ant colony than your society, folks. And every day you destroy millions and billions of ants. And different insects in life in different ways have eradicated, have taken species off this planet that have been given life just like you have. And because you don't appreciate what life really is, you look at life in forms of commodity, that rat race I keep talking about. For you humans out there that related to your experience. You understand what I'm saying to you? In every way you do evil things, folks, and you're not grabbing it. The reckoning is more than just you getting into religion. It's about all the stuff you're doing in society. It's about the idea of taking animals. Think about this. Billions of animals and just killing them on a level that they're just a commodity, folks. They don't have a life or anything. And you say, well, they're just animals. Well, you're just fucking humans, right? So when you're tossed about by hurricanes, or you're experienced or dealt the freezing cold, which will get really, really cold because Mother Earth showed me, folks. And you guys are not grabbing the seriousness of her actually doing it and me witnessing her do that shit. Right? It's amazing. We talk about truth every day and who's right. And this is what you guys have argued about for thousands of fucking years as you murder, right? As you raped, as you took things from people. Why is that important? Because that is the vibratory level that's going to be done away with. That is the proverbial predatory fish in the bowl, which is what you are, most of you are, who suppressed other people's consciousness, who can't vibrate and find high reality and find the most high because they're too busy rat racing. They're too busy monopolizing every ounce of their time for your benefits. While you sit, your punk ass to sit somewhere and enjoy the best of life, enjoy the best of the oceans and all of the beaches and all of these things. Because you have the force of might to put a gun to someone's head and tell them they can't come here while you take it. All while Mother Earth is watching your punk asses do this and holding the landscape that you stand on that you think you're greater than. So now you're going to start spitting teeth and losing all of them. Because this is game over time. When I told you guys that this was coming, it was the warning because it was it was the final call pretty much. It was the final word from the Most High that He has already spoken that you've read about, is what I'm saying, for thousands of years. Didn't do anything about it, didn't stop killing, didn't stop doing anything. Now that the great ones are stepping in because the Most High they are His hands, folks. The justice will be brought at their hands. If you're walking this surface, your push out is going to be done by the planet itself, whom is Mother Earth. Right? So your egos, because I know her and because she's in family, right? You're not appreciative of the real idea of who's making your air and why that's important. And you're not saying, none of you have said this to this point. With all of this miraculous stuff happening and all of these things that are pushing you out and killing you and taking you off this surface, none of you have reached the God. He is responsible for this, folks. He can save you, folks, not man. Books cannot save you. The Most High is your books. And I'm not going to keep busting you in the head with that. You're going to bear witness. Those of you who don't have the vibration of the Most High will not see a new day in society. You're not going to have a race, folks. You are what you are. I keep telling you this. None of you have seen higher beings. None of you can reason my experience. None of you know what the heavens look like, but you're talking shit about what is right. You are not greater than the planet or the air that you breathe, right? You do not know the sun, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you? Who's giving you sunlight? Tell me that you don't need the sunlight. Tell me. Go ahead and tell me you don't need it. I'll wait. So because you can't reason that experience, I think you should be paying attention because you're watching things that you can't deal with, right? Now, all of this stuff has kept happening over and over and over again for months and months and months, back to back every single day. Something different happens, right? And I told you that Mother Earth can change it up any given time, any given second. It's cold out here, folks. I should have had a cap on because my fucking nose is starting to run. But that's the seriousness of this whole thing, folks. And you're not grabbing that, you know? Your doctrines are not going to mean anything because where are you going to use them in the hellish world? You're going to be fighting for your life every single second of your fucking life. And you will feel that stress that you have felt on greater levels that you've never experienced. That will suppress your vibratory level, folks. And when you die in that lifetime, you will not be able to rise to a higher vibratory level and you'll keep sinking. See how I'm talking about this quicksand thing? Y'all not putting this together, folks. The best of you want to see a better day because you know that you're slaves, because you know that there's something better. That's what you should be focusing on. Who's going to liberate you, folks? How do you get the liberation, folks? Right? How do you hold on to the Most High and live and see the heavens and see a better day after all of this material destruction that Mother Earth is going to bring? Huh? You do not know more than the sun or the moon or the earth. You are walking on this earth. You are breathing the air that she is providing. You are getting the sunlight that the Great One is providing. Right? Everything, the animals, the nature goddess, honor Great One. All of you guys. Everything that you're getting. This experience, your ability to walk and move with gravity, all of this stuff you're getting is part of the landscape, folks. It's for you to bounce around and learn something on higher and get in a higher vibratory level. The doctrines are fine, right? Because people recorded things from their perspective and you know. But because I'm with the sun every day, folks, who's teaching me a great deal about this higher thing, folks. Right? And I didn't get this until I connected to the Most High. He delivered me, folks. He pulled back the curtain. This day is going to exist. You're not going to be able to stay here in Mother Earth's higher vibratory level if you're not on that level, folks. Get out of your egos. Okay? There's a better day coming, folks. The rat race is not necessary. I love bad behavior. But I don't love bad behavior, folks. Better day is coming. Y'all take care.